What's up, YouTube? It's Dontavious Hill, three-time Team USA high jumper, five-time NCAA All-American with a current personal best of 7 feet, 5 inches in the high jump. And I started at 4 feet, 8 inches when I was 15 years old in the 9th grade. And now 7 feet, 5 inches after going 7 feet in high school and improving by 5 inches throughout collegiate and the beginning of my professional career. And I've coached hundreds of high school athletes to personal records, state championship qualifications, school records, you name it, right? And now, guys, today what we're going to talk about is parent support versus hand-free coaching, or how parent support, can equal the execution of the athlete. Okay, so on the board behind me right now, it basically says support equals execute. And what that means is basically a lot of parents feel as though, their athlete can't necessarily succeed unless they're holding their hand the entire way, right? And some parents kind of have this concept of their athlete not following through, or the parent supporting the athlete and the athlete not following through to get the job done, okay? And the end result of that is usually, no results, no higher bars jumped in the high jump, no achievements, you name it. Okay. And today what I want to talk about is, where these feelings are kind of coming from, whether it's the parent supporting the athlete not following through, or the end result of not getting any results. I want to talk about where these feelings come from, where they originated at, and how we can fix them. Okay. So let's start by kind of writing why our parents, or the parents of our high school high jumper athletes, feel as though they have to hold their hand. Okay, so just gonna write let's write hand holding. So hand holding, right? And the reason why most parents feel like they need to hold their athlete's hand is because they feel like they can't do it without them, right? Like they have to be involved, right? So we can pretty much put fear. We're just gonna put fear, right? Most parents feel as though their athlete will not succeed, or they will not be able to jump higher bars or be more confident in themselves if that parent is not directly holding their hand the entire way or being involved the entire way, right? And I do want to say that I understand that feeling, or some of that protectiveness, as sometimes it may come from parents, or really want to see their child succeed, or really want to be very involved. But the thing is, right, it's not the case that they won't succeed if you're not involved. Is if they have the right structure in place, or the right person or coach in place, they will succeed, regardless of whether you are completely involved every step of the way or whether you're not, right? And that's kind of how hands-free coaching works, but parents support it at the same time, okay? So that fear of whether this athlete won't succeed, and I'm just gonna write that bigger. Right. Number 2, right? So we have the fear of the athlete not succeeding, but then we also have kind of what you can call the parent kind of feeling as though the athlete is like not capable, right? So you have two different things here, guys. You have that fear of, we can call it LOI, lack of involvement. And then you have kind of this other fear of, let's call it like athlete talent, right? We can call it AT. Basically, feeling like their athlete doesn't have what it takes. All right. So there's one thing to believe, okay, I understand that my athlete can do this, but I just need to be involved the entire way. It's a complete other thing to feel like, okay, I just don't think my kid is good enough to do it, so I have to help him the whole way. Okay. And both of these can be overcome. Both of these are limiting beliefs of feeling like this is something that's holding my athlete back, or I have to be here, or this and that, right? And I do want to say, like, when we kind of have these two kinds of fears, what this equals is a parent who feels as though they need to be involved every single step of the way or their athlete will not succeed. And I just want to say your athlete can succeed as long as they have the proper structure in place when it comes to high jump coaching, mindset, development, you name it. Okay. And what this fear usually attributes to, and I'm just going to write it here, we can call it OI. We can only say over-involvement, right? And a lot of times this over-involvement like doesn't always lead to success. A lot of times it can lead to an athlete feeling like they're being overworked, or feel like there's an overbearing feeling of they have to do something, they have to do this, right? And that's really what we want to avoid, because we want our athlete to feel comfortable. We want them to feel supported by us as the coach or as the parent, but we don't want them to feel like this is overbearing or this is pressure or weight on them, because it's going to take their love out of the sport. Even if they're a fantastic athlete or really love what they do, this overbearingness, which does not come from a place of hate, it comes from a place of love, but that love turns into fear that it won't get done. So it turns into overbearingness, which contributes to an athlete no longer liking the sport or feeling like, "Oh, I just don't want to do this anymore." And that's what we want to avoid, guys. And now I want to walk you guys through how we can get this parent-supported hands-free coaching and allow our athletes to still enjoy the sport and still make progress. Okay? And the way that works inside of my program, the High Jump Blueprint, is say so HJBPI, High Jump Blueprint Parent Involvement, right? The way that works is all of our parents in the program, they oversee the athlete, okay? They oversee the athlete, right? And what I mean by that is the parents can see everything that's happening inside of the program, what kind of coaching their athlete is getting, what kind of instruction their athlete is getting, right? But they don't necessarily have to do anything, right? The parent gets to oversee everything, but all they get to, the benefit that they get is just to watch their athlete jump higher or just watch their athlete succeed. They just get to oversee it all so that there's a safety component involved. The parent feels like as though they're involved, they're supporting their child, but their child is succeeding technically by their own will of wanting to put that work in with the guidance of a coach. Okay? So step one, they oversee, right? Another thing, the athletes have a training plan, right? So our athletes have a training plan. So for parents who want to make sure the athlete succeeds, the athlete has the formula. They have the book. As a parent, you just have to just pay attention and say, okay, is my athlete putting in the work? And you know if they're putting in the work because they're coming home every day. So it's like, you just have to keep tabs and see, okay, is my athlete putting in the work? I see that they're putting in the work. I'm overseeing everything, right? Everything is recorded. Everything is structured so that the parents can access everything. Is my athlete training? Okay, right? So basically, guys, what I'm saying is parents are kept in the loop the entire way without necessarily having to do anything. And the end result of this, this form of parent, support is going to be an athlete who competes at a very high level, right? And the thing I want to mention here is this structure or this planning isn't saying, having the parents not put in any work or having the parents not care about the athlete. No, the ultimate support or the ultimate, I would say, gift that our parents give our athletes is just the opportunity to be in a position where they can succeed. And that is what you get inside of the program, right? So if you're the parent of a high school high jumper or the coach of a high school high jumper who wants their athlete to succeed, who wants their athlete to jump personal best, they're on the verge of a breakthrough, then click the link down below, apply for a call so that we can hop on a free call. We can walk through your athlete's high jump journey, see where they are in their journey. And then if everything aligns, I'll get you guys plugged into the program where you can experience some of this hands-free coaching that's going to translate to your athlete jumping bigger bars, getting school records, getting PRs, and eventually getting scholarships for those who want to pursue collegiate athletics, right? So like I said, guys, if you're interested in having your athlete be able to actually succeed and compete at a high level and be happy in their sport without you feeling like you need to hold their hand the entire way, book a call with me down below by applying for coaching. All right. Thank you.